We are set now. Welcome everyone to all the listeners this is once again your host Shailesh, bringing you as always real connections with real people. And these are real people, real talk, real experiences and real wisdom that these speakers share with us. So today I have got a beautiful host and one of the amazing from our neighbor Australia, but she is, I call it a mindset coach, or you can call her whatever, the best that a human interaction that we can have. And we are today going to uncover a lot of things from her life journey that she is going to share with us. This is once again a real human talking with us with real talks and no fake or anything, but all real, authentic. So we're just getting straight into it. So welcome, IIana, for this beautiful session of us today, that we would like to uncover a lot of things of your life journey today. As always, we try to bring from real people from all around the world to talk about their life journey. And today we have the pleasure, and thank you so much for doing this, to give us a good insight about your life journey. So with further ado, I'm going to get straight into this session today. So welcome, IIana, once again for this beautiful session called Real Connections. Now, Real Connections is all about real people, real talk, real experiences, and real wisdom. So we want to know, first and foremost, please introduce to our audiences over here, what is IIana all about, all the way from Australia, and what's her mindset, or what is she doing currently? And then we can get back into your life journey a little bit behind, since you started and since you understood this life that we are here as a human. We will talk about that more. But let's introduce yourself first. Tell us something a little bit about you, what you do, and what's your current update on your life.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is IIana Rozenberg. I'm a Melbourne-based life coach, mindset coach, specializes in reprogramming people's mind to a better mindset and happier living.
That's beautiful. So reprogramming humans' minds is definitely something that what should I relate that to? Because we keep reprogramming ourselves since we are born, isn't it? I can relate to a little bit about that how you change your mindsets. But reprogram is something we'll dive into that more. But let's get back to the first and foremost, like what IIana was like as a child, or what IIana's mind was, or what were her thought processes that she grew up in an environment. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so as a child, I was very optimistic. I have always had a positive mindset. I was always a solution-oriented human being. I was always curious about what is going on around me, why people behave in certain ways. I was very observant of people suffering. And so I was always fascinated why people will suffer when somebody dies or anything negative that happens to them. And so I was an observer of human behavior. And so when I grew up, I realized human psychology is what fascinates me and brings me purpose into this life. And so I'm actually fulfilling my mission to bring into this world more light through mindset transformation, teaching people how to positively think and create a reality that they desire. People who have control over what's going on around them and able to create a life where they are fully fulfilled.
Right. So can you tell me a little bit? So it's a great observation for a child, and most children some grew up in a certain way because of their own way of thinking or way of thoughts. But observation is definitely most of the kids' nature is. But then when you comes to observation and when you create your own, as you said, create and recreate, Was it a hurdle for you, or at that point, as an observant, humans observing humans is definitely what someone and everyone should do. But were you thinking like more than you became, were you ever thinking about like a comparison with one human to another human? Were you into that mindset that, oh, if that human is doing, should I be able to do that?
No,
Okay.
no. I was very independent.
Uh-huh.
I always knew and felt my intuition guiding me. And so I never was requiring opinions on validations from others. I had my own vision for myself since a very early age.
Mm.
So I have no regrets. I've never done anything that I did not want to do for myself. I have support with extremely amazing parenting where I was allowed to be who I can be and reach my full potential.
Wow, that's beautiful, because I think that's what happens is most of the people, they are dependent rather than independent. And that's because it's very easy for them to be a dependent or to work as a subconscious. So what do you think between the subconscious and the conscious mind that you were? Because I feel that you, when you said you are not dependent, you are independent, and you always had your intuition intact, which is what you were strongly into that. So did you think that was challenges more for challenging your own intuition to achieve something or to do something, even do little things with your own intuition? Was this more challenging you found, or was you found that, okay, just taking guidance or taking guidance from others is easy than to taking guidance from yourself? What was your...
Well, taking guidance from others is never easy. And every single person, when they are given advice that they do not ask, they will feel inside a feeling of negativity. And this is your intuition telling you this is not the right path for you. And so the body constantly signaling to us yes or no to what's going on with other people's advice. And if you are aware of yourself and you attune to your own body, you can recognize those little nuggets of intuition that is telling you and guiding you if this is for you or it's not for you. Because at the end of the day, you always have a choice, even if you're young, to
Yeah,
make your own decisions.
yeah.
But to do it, you need to have confidence in yourself and in your abilities. And so when usually we ask others when we don't have confidence in ourselves.
Right.
But what we need to realize is nobody actually knows what is going on in this world. Even adults make it up. But understanding
No.
that I can make up my
Mm.
own, because creating reality is actually making up your own. And
Mm.
so having confidence to make up your own is what
Yeah.
creation is all about. And adulthood. What is being an adult? We have confidence in our ability to go into uncertainty. And so if you have a mindset that I have the support and intellect to go into uncertainty, you can from a very young age create your reality. That gives you confidence and trust.
Right, right. No, that's beautiful, beautifully put, because I think I can relate and resonate a little bit about that it's always a challenge, but you said that one word, which is perfect. Nobody, adult or children or anyone, they create their own. So nobody is like right or wrong or perfect. So better to create your own, better to
Yes.
make it your own.
Because when you create your own, you have no regrets. You know
No
that
regret.
you created both the positive and the negative, and the negatives are very important. They are the lessons to help us grow. And so if you being able to have a mindset to be grateful for the negatives, it will help you immensely to grow from the inside and have more faith and trust in your ability.
So do you think the negatives acceptance, because it's your negatives, because you have created, is it easy for us as a human to accept and to easily not blame game, which we can easily do when we accept others? And then if it doesn't work, then we blame others. But because we have...
So it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Depends how you want to be. If you want to own your life, you don't blame.
Mm.
If you are a victim who is able to constantly do what others say, then you have to blame. Why? Because you didn't act from your own calling. When do you blame? When somebody else did it. But when you have ownership, then you don't need to blame anybody. You know you created it.
That's very powerful. That what you think, what you're saying is creating your own has that own pluses or minuses, whatever we create, but learning from the minuses that you have, you understand better because it's your doings, it's your creation. And you know that this is what, so I can now create more or I can move on from here.
Yes, yes, that's the beauty. That's the
That's
power we get. Yes,
yeah.
when we create, when we become creators of our life,
Mm-hmm.
then we live in a life where everything goes in our own flow. We
Mm.
have our own flow. And if everybody is in a good mood, in a good state, then everybody benefits from it. So the more people starting behaving and acting from their own inner guidance, that means as parents, we need to allow our kids to be governed by their own guidance, even if we disagree with it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why it's important to give kids proper morals. So then when they make their own decisions, they are guided by proper morals.
Mm-hmm.
So being examples of what good looks like, what kind of morals we need to have, we guiding others around us to follow us.
Mm-hmm.
A simple example is having integrity, doing things the right way, even when nobody is watching. It's important because then you can actually respect yourself, which also affects our self-esteem. When we respect ourselves,
Yeah.
we are more connected to our intuition also, because we trust that every move we make is in the right direction. It's all interconnected.
So what are the experiences in that mindset? Didn't you see that others who are around us or surrounded by us, would you not say that, okay, they would think, or I'm just giving an example. If others may think, oh, she's doing it on her own, as if she's not asking me or she's not taking guidance from anyone, but do you feel that they feel threatened or they feel jealous or they feel that the others feel that, okay, as if like this person, those challenges, like they may not interact with you or thinking that you are just putting out your own mindset rather than accepting everyone's and anyone's. Is there something like that challenges you ever
You
face?
can accept everybody with such a mindset. You can still live in very good relationships with those around them. I have a wonderful relationship with my people because I allow them to be free to make their own decisions, and everybody is happy. Everybody is governed by positive values. So jealousy is not necessarily the situation. It's more of living with people that support and uplift each other.
Right.
It's an environment where the harmony is the force.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now that's true. That's true. Because sometimes some people think that when you think independently, they think that, oh, you are a dictator or you like to just dictate your way or my way or highway. But actually it's not. But some people think that way, that, okay, she's doing or he's doing on his own and on his own way. So which means there is less kind of cooperation, collaboration, or coordination.
You have cooperation because you will need each other. Because we constantly need support and help and advice and moral support. So we still come for support. It's just the decisions are coming from your own guidance. We're still part of a beautiful society, but everybody governed by their own star. Makes sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think all the listeners who are listening today, you probably can take two things from here, which I feel is one of very powerful, is creating your own, but also not getting afraid of talking your own or taking your own decisions to create, and not depend on each time, every time, or any time before even you have tried yourself. This is something that is very powerful, that you have to try with yourself first or create yourself first, rather than saying I can't do this or I have to depend on others. or not confident enough to do it. And then too much of things we don't end up doing. Basically, we just get stuck, right? So that's something that all the listeners definitely would be, I would say that they can take from here is like, there is nothing stopping you from creating all those little bit things, but you still live in a society, you still live in a system, you still live with all these people around you, and still accept everyone just the way they are, so that they can accept you just the way who you are. So this is beautiful, IIana. Thank you. Now tell me something about your life experiences moving on, like the way you created your own life journey, which is very important for any human, and they are allowed to create with their own choices the way they want to live. What's IIana's life looking like when it comes to as a human life journey? What is your take on this whole journey that is a beautiful creation that we have been brought into this world as a human? And I believe you are quite into nature and everything around you. So how would you relate and resonate as a human life journey for you? What is it?
So, as a human, I believe that I have a destiny that governs my life journey.
Mhm.
And within this destiny, we have a choice. We have a choice to live our worst or best life. And
All
so
right.
I'm choosing to live the best possible option for my destiny.
Mm.
And so my mindset is always governed to choose, not to choose, to attract the best.
Attract the best.
We are creating by attracting. So the mindset is positive, the outlook is optimistic, you have energy and vitality.
Mhm.
It all affects how you live your life.
Mm. Right. So that's beautiful. So this is something that, it's very interesting for me, if you ask me, or for all the listeners who might want to live there, they can create their own life journey. As you said, choices are with you. And you said there is a destination. On everyone, there is a destination. Everyone, there is a purpose. So do you think that humans can understand their own purpose, can understand their own journey of destination, what they are destined, or they just keep creating their destination? What is it? How would you put that for?
So we already have talents
Okay.
that we came here with. And so, in tuning and being aware of yourself, it will help you to recognize what is your purpose, what is your mission, and why are you here. It's very individual and unique to every person. And so, our role is to get aligned and attuned with ourselves so we can hear it.
Mm.
I am definitely doing my calling because every time I talk about these topics, I can feel my soul filling in with light. I can feel that my work brings positivity to the world. Every time I post or I talk, I know I bring light and I empower people. And every single one of us is here for that, to do it with their own skills. Somebody through music, when they
Mm.
sing, they inspire others. When
Mm.
they dance, when they paint paintings, when
Mm.
they build houses. So every time we do something, it needs to come from the soul. And when you are governed by your soul, everything you do feels good. And this is the recipe, is to find a trade or work or anything you can do where you feel your soul is filling up. And
Mhm.
then you know you are in the right place.
Right.
And there is almost 8 billion of us. So there will be
Yeah.
8 billion versions of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's so true. And then that's the beauty is like when you look around and when you accept everyone around, then you can also have that experience of knowing so many things of every uniqueness that exists around us. But yeah, but it's something that you said about like everybody can contribute and everybody can have their own skills. But the question is, what's IIana's way of uncovering or coming out that skills? How do you make those skills out? How do you take that skills fearlessly out into the life journey that you live with all around us? How would you recognize that you have got, but recognition is one part, but the second part is the implementation, which is the hardest part, which I felt that as a human, we may know that we can do this, but to try and do it is always a challenge. That's the next step. And that next step, 90% people think that they are not confident about it to do it.
Are you talking about taking action towards your purpose?
Yes. I'm talking about
taking action towards your purpose is requires courage 100%.
Exactly. Yeah.
100%. And you need to ask yourself, is my pain will be greater not to do it? And sometimes we are not ready. We are not ready. However, we need to understand that if you have a thought that is constantly knocking on your door and telling you, hey, remember me, and it keeps coming to your mind, you need to start listening to it. Because your mission, your individual unique purpose will be calling you. And it doesn't have to be grandiose. It can be becoming the best masseur. It can be becoming the best bus driver. I actually recently met a lady, her mission, she's a beautiful, gorgeous model, is to drive the train. And I was very surprised. So your mission or where you need to be to spread your life can be very, very, very different. And so somebody can be just being the best kindergarten teacher or the best nurse. It doesn't have to be grandiose, but we all have a place that we are meant to be to spread the light, to spread positivity, to bring positive things into this world. And so this is our mission and our purpose.
Right. And so taking those actions of what we have or what we want to satisfy ourselves, also to create our flexibility or transparency within ourselves through our inner satisfaction or inner peace. Because as you said, like, if you don't, the actions, if you don't do it, you said very nicely, are you having more pain by not doing it? Or are you having a pain by doing it? And that's a beautiful, for all the listeners who are listening, this is something that you have to dwell on. Like, if you don't do it, is it more painful or less painful than doing it? What is it for you? So this is a food for thought for every listeners. I think that's a beautiful analogy that you gave, IIana. And it also resonates with me quite a lot. And I would also dwell on that. Because not doing is definitely more painful because it's regrets, and it's regrets is definitely not the good thing.
Yes, we know the story. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, my screen, something happened. I'm sorry. You know the story about an Australian nurse. She documented people just before they died, and she asked them, what is the one thing that you have? And it's usually regret of not doing something. So you don't want to die with regrets. We have to live life to the fullest, where we're living, we're knowing that we're enjoying ourselves. If you are not happy, it's already a sign that you are not living to your best ability. And so listening to the inner voice telling you, I want to improve or I want to change something is important. You own it to yourself. Yeah, to be your own. Yeah.
I really want to ask you a little bit clicky question here, but just an interaction, like following up on what you said, like, if you don't try, then you don't. Do you think ethical morals, do you think the upbringing, do you think the ethicals, morals, upbringing, and the environment that we live in and the system that we are derived, do you think there is a contribution from these factors for not doing it? Or that could be a factor for some people for not doing it? Or how do you come out of these restrictions of ethical, moral system, environment?
There is no ethical and moral systems. There is nothing like that prevents us from doing it. The only thing that is preventing us is you, who have a fear to start something new, because he might be thinking somebody will judge them, or it's not gonna work, it's gonna fail. Some people even afraid of success. So you need to understand your fear. What is it about my fear that is holding me. And usually when you face it, it will disappear, because once you shed light on your fear and you say, okay, it's XYZ, let's assume it's happening right now. What I'm going to get out of it anyway. You know, everything will be fine. Everything is always working out for us. You know, a lot of people starting new things and failing all the time, and everybody is alive. We don't have statistics for people who died from starting new things. So you need to face your fears. However, sometimes the fears signal that you're not ready. Maybe you need to prepare more knowledge, your finances, or build a structure. Sometimes there is, you need to get fine-tuned with yourself and understand, what is this emotion? Is it fear? Is it some doubt? Is it just time? I'm not ready yet. And it's okay. Sometimes it will take us time. I have a project that I'm carrying with me for 7 years and I haven't started it. I'm getting ready to be ready to implement it, because I know it has so much impact. I'm not going to do it on the fly. So 7 years now, I'm building a project that I'm constantly thinking it's going to come to fruition, but I'm not in a rush. Whenever it's ready, it's going to come through me. So
yeah. That was my another question related to this. Like when some people delay or say that this is not the right time, or I could extend, I would do it next year or after 2 years. Is it something that is like, they should delay or they should extend, even though when they know that they can do it now, or even if they don't know whether it's possible or not? What's your take and view on that when people think about that kind of thing? To delay or to extend the time frame, or they
you know, the rule is this: you need to be aware of your inner guidance. And if your inner guidance is telling you you can do it, you are not going to be procrastinating. I know for myself, if I'm procrastinating, it means I'm not supposed to do it. And then I leave it. And then after 5 minutes, 10 hours or whatever, I'm realizing it's a not important task. So you need to fine tune yourself to your intuition and be in the flow where every single thing that you do is beneficial to your growth. This is a mindset. A program you need to put in your mind, if you want to be like that, is to say, everything that I do is efficient for my growth. Everything that I do will bring me fruition. And one of the things is to actually set an intention. What am I doing this for? You know, I'm doing this for to grow. I'm doing this for to evolve, gain more knowledge. So when you have conscious living, you don't have this feeling of, oh, I'm going to do it next year. No, the action will be inspired from inside and nothing will hold it back. It's not going to feel like an effort. It's going to feel like an enjoyment. So if something feels like an effort, it's not your thing. It needs to feel like fun, like it's calling you, hey, let's go, let's go. Makes sense? And if you want to postpone it for next year, it's probably not the right thing. Your soul get ignited when you are on the right path.
No, I get that. That's beautiful. And this is where some challenges I faced when I was also thinking about, like, okay, should I do this project now or should I do this project later? I know I can do it now, but then why should I delay? And what's the purpose of delaying? And what's the thing? But as you said rightly, that, you know, if you inner calling is very important, then what others are thinking or what others are judging. It's about your inner intuition, which comes down to basically. So ultimately, it's your intuition. For all the listeners, as you can see, you know, don't delay just because you have got so many excuses to not do. But I think you can find just one excuse to do it, which is your own intuition. You may have 100 excuses for not doing it, right, IIana? Is that sums up a little bit from my understanding? Is that the correct way of understanding, or you can elaborate on it?
I'll just say this. Your intuition is your guidance system. There is no excuses. It's just you're gonna do it. It's just an inner knowing. It's not the mind. It's the intuition is the whole being. So it's not gonna come from the head. Your action is gonna come from here. Without doubt or questioning, should I, should not, it's just gonna be, I'm gonna do it. That's it. There is nothing else. If there is something else, don't do it. You don't need one excuse to do it. You just need to be aligned with your purpose. And then you have, no, I'm gonna do it next year. You're just gonna do it because this is the right path. It's just gonna, like a magnet, yes? You're gonna be just slowly sucked in.
Mhm. That's so very well said. Yeah, you are getting to be slowly sucked in. That's right. And there is nothing, as you said rightly before as well, there is nothing stopping you or nothing um, feeling guilty or ashamed of if your thing doesn't happen this time or next time or perfect time. There is no perfect time because you can hold your projects for as many time as like unless and until your inner calling, inner voice triggers you and pushes you to do it, then you do it. If not, then it's not the end of the world. Is that right? Basically?
Can you see me well? My picture just got frozen.
Want to do 100 things at can't do. Looks like the network is not
Oh, I'm back.
little.
I can see you now. Hello.
We are back. Hello.
We are back.
We are back. Yeah, so what I was saying where we left off was like, is it something that, like you don't have to be feeling guilty or ashamed or stuck if your 10, 20, 100 projects are going on. And if your inner calling is telling you to do this first or do that first as a priority, then you can keep doing that and not worry about the ones that has not been started or not been done or initiated. You don't have to be worried about it, but you just keep doing things that your intuition or your inner voice tells you. So you may be thinking 100 or 10 projects to do, but if your inner instinct says, let's do this first, let's do that next. So there is nothing stopping you. There is no order of doing things or right or wrong of doing things. Does that answer? Does that resonate with what you said about when you said, like, you may have a project that in the mind, in the body, in the heart, but if it is not implemented, that's not the be all and end all of your life. It is still.
Yeah. So I want to say this. You need to have programs in your mind that will help you to have good life. And so some of the things right now, I'm going to give you a few programs. You can just repeat it to yourself and it will help you immensely. So mindset number one, everything that I do is efficient. Okay, so once you have efficiency, you're not going to spend time on tasks that do not bring you any return. Second of all, you need to say, I'm always guided to the best possible option.
Right.
I'm always guided to the best possible option. And so this will give you trust in your own intuition because you have a program that only the best will come your way.
Absolutely.
And also have a mindset that it needs to be easy enough for you to carry on. If it's going to be a struggle all the time, you're not going to carry on with this. It's like having a diet that doesn't work for you. It needs to be something that feels enjoyable. And so the mindset is it needs to be enjoyable so I can do it as long as I can. Any single person that has a business and they're successful, they will tell you they love their job. Elon Musk, he loves his job. You need to be passionate about it. No point opening a handbag business if you're not interested in handbags. It needs to be yours. It needs to be, you need to breathe it. It's like going, my hairdresser, she loves hair. All she talks about is hair. You need to find people who also live with purpose. And so when everybody is following their purpose, we are all going to be enjoying what we're doing and doing it to the best of our ability.
No, I agree totally. Now, this is very well said. This is recently I experienced this. What you said just now was absolutely perfectly resonating. Like during COVID, when businesses were falling, And some of the businesses, they just couldn't got up or get up. But some of the businesses, in spite of all the struggles, they continued because they were very passionate about it. They never want to give up on their passion. And so whatever, like suppose who is a chef, he doesn't want to give up chef if he's passionate about it. But there were businesses who just opened it, not because of their passion, but because they had another layer to it, as because they were earning good profits into that. They thought that this is what I will open and I will start the business. But if you're not passionate about your business, then it's very hard in this struggling time. You just give up and you will never come up, basically. So
in any time.
In any
Even if
kind.
it's not struggling.
Yeah.
Yes. Every single thing that you're gonna do or need to do, you need to have a program that I'm gonna be choosing the best for me. Whatever suits more for my personality, for my characteristics, for my lifestyle, it needs to suit you. Makes sense? So no
Absolutely.
rush. You always have time to choose the one that feels the best. And this is the mindset. It needs to feel the best. If it doesn't feel the best, don't waste your energy. Your energy needs to be tailored and specifically channeled to the things that will bring you satisfaction.
But IIana, this is so challenging, even for me. When you say this, I can absorb it. But when it comes to implementation, there are so many thoughts that keep coming to us. And they trouble, or they think, no, don't do this. No, you can do it later. No, not now. And that kind of thing. But it's so challenging.
Okay, so when you have a mindset like that, you need to clear your mind. You have a monkey mind. So what you need to do is, the program needs to be, I have clarity in my mind. I have clarity in my mind. And so when you have clarity, it brings peace and it brings some kind of sort of order to your thoughts. If you have a monkey mind, meditation, just sit down for 10 minutes, deep breathing into your stomach to stop that monkey mind. The mind needs to be peaceful and quiet with the next thought. Usually, most of our things are not cognitive. When you cut vegetables, when you cook, when you drive, it's all subconscious mind. So you need to make sure your cognitive mind is constantly on a wavelength that gives you peace of mind. If it goes crazy, of he said, she said, I need to do, you need to know you have a monkey mind. It's time to meditate, get into alignment, and then continue with your day. Don't allow monkey mind to be more than an hour. If you have it more than an hour, you need to know, I'm not aligned. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to say things that I'm not aware of. I need to stop, get aligned, and then continue with my day. Having a monkey mind is it's not fashionable anymore.
Fashionable, that's a good word.
Yes, I was
fashionable.
thinking, how am I gonna nail it at the end? It's not fashionable anymore.
We want to have,
we want to have a stoic mindset. And if you don't know, whoever listens, what stoic means, Google it. I want you to all have a look at stoic philosophy of living. And it's amazing. It will give you power and it will give you peace of the mind. Okay, it will teach you what to spend your energy, what to get angry on, what kind of battles to choose to fight for, how to live. It will give you some system in place. If you have a monkey mind, stoic philosophy is the remedy.
Right. So in terms of what you said is absolutely, there are lots of people in that way. I am one of them who can got sucked into that easily. With what you said is the monkey mind, and it's not fashionable. I love that, basically. So I can remember this, and I'll definitely make this like my tagline.
Yes, having a monkey mind is not fashionable.
It's not fashionable. This is a good tagline for me. It's beautiful, IIana. This is amazing. We are really getting into good conversation. Tell me something. How does IIana makes her mindset or her get away from all this? What's your thoughts on meditation, or how do you become calm or peace when you had so many things going on? How do you do that?
So you need to help yourself. If you have a busy day, you need to have a to-do list so you are aware of what's going on. You need to be your own helper.
Mm-hmm.
For me, luckily, I have a choice of how I'm gonna manage my day. So first of all, I choose the people I interact with. So my energy is quite clean.
Mm,
I don't spend my time on tasks that I don't enjoy. I
mm,
enjoy every single task that I do, from looking after the house, doing my work, looking after my kids. I have a lovely husband.
yeah.
So I don't have a lot of energy that is going into negativity. So I
Mm,
surround myself with positive energy.
absolutely. Yeah.
Now, this is a conscious decision we can all make. This is not magic. We can all
Yeah.
make a decision
Mm-hmm.
that we are not going to be wasting our energy throughout the day on I call it negative vampires or energy vampires.
Negative impact.
So
Yeah.
you do not interact with people who suck your energy.
Yeah.
You don't do tasks that you don't have to do, that you do not enjoy. So
Mm,
if you can outsource something that you don't enjoy, do it,
mm-hmm.
because that money you're gonna spend gonna give you peace,
Mm,
gonna give you more satisfaction and time to focus on tasks that you enjoy. So you need to be aware of what's going on outside of you. You
absolutely.
need to, and so you are preparing yourself for success
So
by
tell us.
setting up.
Mm.
Yes.
So tell me and tell all the audiences who are listening, how do you create that surroundings or that environment? As you said, like, you don't waste your energy, but people don't realize what to waste, where to waste, and whether it's a waste or whether it's a, and you said rightly, like, you have to align with yourself and everything. But tell me, like, how do you gather these people around you or surrounded by you, which is giving you those positive energies or which will move you towards the direction of positivity or
Okay.
you
So
enjoy?
I'll
How do
answer
you?
this part first. I'll answer
Mhm.
the people. So first of all, if you don't have to associate with a particular person that gives you negative vibes, do
Uh-huh.
not. Do
Mhm.
not.
Mhm.
If you need to associate, you need to limit your time
Mhm.
and set an intention before you interact with them that it's going to be easy and efficient. So
Right.
the mindset, when
Mhm.
you're going to be meeting a negative person or somebody who doesn't bring you joy, you set an intention and you say, this interaction will bring me satisfaction. So some
Mhm.
kind of a positive intention. So you already programming your reality that this interaction will be satisfying. So
Mhm.
you limit your time first.
Mhm.
Yes. If you can't eliminate, you set an intention to have an enjoyable time. So you preparing yourself for success. This is to do with people.
Mhm.
With the, what's the other part? Let's talk about airports. Also, if you set an intention that I'm gonna be having a smooth and easy flight,
Mhm.
everything will go smoothly. So you set positive intentions for the road. You're gonna have a pleasurable experience. So intentional living is when you set intentions for every single thing. And so
Mhm.
when you do that, you have constant positivity around of you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Make sense?
Yeah, yeah. But then the second part was like, how do you get these people around you who are positives? You can leave those when you find that they are not positive or when they are not making any sense to you or resonating with you. You can leave them for now. But the basic question is like, we trust many people. We trust friends, we trust family, we trust so.
So this is a bad mindset. You need to get rid of trust. You need to trust everybody. You need to trust that whoever comes your way is
Mhm.
positive and for your benefit. So
Mm.
you need to trust in the divine,
In
that
a
everything that
divine connection, yeah. Yeah.
that everything that comes your way is positive. And
Mhm.
so
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, so first of all is also intention. Every time you have something negative that comes out of fear, you need to reframe it, change the wording, change
Mhm.
the meaning into positive, and that will help you create constant positivity.
Mhm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it does. And I'm just going to go a little bit outside this context, but outside this resonating is in my spiritual awakening way that I feel what you are saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mind taking some knowledge from you as well today because this is beautiful, resonating. What I'm thinking when you said that everything comes our way, think as a positive, as a divine connection, when you said that, which resonates like when we receive air, the air can be cool, the air can be warm, the air can be whatever it is, but it's there and we are accepting it, right? And then if we don't like, if you're feeling more cold, then we get away and we put something different so that we don't get cold air. Same thing, the hot, same thing, the water, everything water. But if the water is not good, then we don't drink and we don't associate with that water. Same thing is like the heat. When we receive heat and if we can't bear the degree of the heat, then we get away from that, right? So I'm just putting it out for myself that is it something what IIana is saying, that it resonates with the 5 elements or the nature elements of the nature of the universe. Like you don't put your hands in the fire, but you still like to see the fire. But the fire is there for you, whether you like it or you don't like it. So when you said that, okay, let's accept everyone and anyone that comes as a positive connection.
So not everyone and everyone.
Okay,
only the right people are coming your way. You need to be very aware of how you create your reality. Every word you say is magic. So make sure, because you say it, it's a program in your head.
Right.
So we are governed by the word. So when you speak, make sure it's all deliberate and every word have purpose and every word is in the right place. And so it only divine people, not only divine people, but only divine people, but only the right people are coming your way.
Yeah,
you're always at the right place at the right time. You're here.
What you are also saying is very appropriate to all the listeners and to myself. I can relate that when you say something or when you breathe, you got limited breaths, but then you also got, when you use your words, every word counts. Every word is important. So choose your words and wisely, and as people say, because once your word is gone, that breath is gone, you just can't come back. But it's much better. They all are valued. Every single word is valued. So use your words also very much into that alignment where you want to feel that what I said today was giving me inner peace, I felt that it may give inner peace to others, but it has definitely given me the inner peace. Then only I say those words. Otherwise, the words are just words and it's useless if you are not, making it and choosing it correctly. But again, awareness is a very huge topic, IIana, and I don't know how you describe awareness of your self-awareness. Tell me something about that. I really would like to learn more about that, self-awareness.
Okay. Self-awareness can come in different ways. First of all, which might surprise some people, but I hope not, is you have an inner voice that is constantly talking to you. Yes. And so this inner voice, you need to become friends with it. It needs to tell you only things that are empowering, motivating, supporting, giving you compassion. So it's like a best friend in your head.
Right.
Or even the wiser self in your head. Depends how good you are at, giving this thing a meaning. And so you need to make sure that this voice is not distracting you or distracting and distracting. So you need to make sure it's a support that is there available. And if you make a mistake, the voice said, yes, you made a mistake, but it's okay. Next time you will learn. So self-awareness is your voice. Second of all, it's your body. Your body also. You have some pain here, you have some pain here. The body constantly communicates to us through those little pains. We have also chakra centers. I can elaborate about that also if you guys are interested. But there is a lot of things that we can be aware of. And so explore yourself, both mentally and both physically, and it will help you to connect to who you are.
Right. So this is amazing, IIana. We are almost coming to an end, but I wanted to touch base on what's your kind of, then we'll summarize it, but I wanted to ask you this, what is your message, or if you have to describe something You said so many things today, like the intuition, the confidence, the inner peace, and all sorts of things that you said, which was all about how to empower yourselves, but also how to uncover your own skills and how to put that into practice, or how to accept everything and anything and not depend, but create your own. All those things that you said is all beautiful, because this is something that most of the listeners would probably like to go and look back at their journeys. And your journey is, everyone's journey is different, but they can always learn from each other's journey. We can always learn that what we are doing and what we are not doing. What's your message of, like, is there a silver bullet? Is there a golden bullet that you can tell to listeners that, hey, look, this is what you can just do: one, two, three things, or one thing or two things to start with, and then uncover. Real, what's your kind of message to all my listeners, IIana? Tell me.
Become your best friend.
Oh my
Become
God.
become your own best friend. So
That-
when you are becoming your best friend, you are aware of your inner voice. You are aware what your body is signaling to you. You are aware when your soul is talking to you. So the benefits are the greatest.
So you think a human is not one human? It is two things in human. Like, one is your own mind, body we recognize. So we become best friend of our mind, body, and soul. Is that something like a, how do you describe that? It's very interesting and fascinating for me to learn more about the life journey of a human, because you said lots of things today about which is actually resonates, because that is something outside what people think is, I'm a human, but they are dependent on others most, or they want information from others. But what you said today was completely like those people who invented so many things. They never believed, or they never depended on others. Like today, I see, after listening to you, I can resonate that why did an electricity was invented, or why did all other inventions happen, or why the telegram it was, who are these humans? They were not dependent. They did not ask someone to create. They created, right?
Yes.
This is exactly what I am thinking, that IIana is a creator. I think she sits around those inventors or those scientists who created, or those who researched. But when I listened to you and when I looked at, I really feel that it's very powerful for all the listeners as well, that you can be one of those inventors.
Yes.
Am I right
Yes, we
in
are.
saying that?
Every single one of us is a creator.
Right.
And so our goal is to connect to who we are, become
Mhm.
powerful, become confident, and march forward, not listening to anybody,
Mm.
but have good morals, integrity,
Mm. Mm.
compassion, love, and kindness. And
Mm.
when you operate from these morals
Mhm.
with your purpose, you are God.
Mm. Mm. You
Because
made
what?
me think.
Because having a monkey mind is not fashionable.
I'm going to take that. Definitely, that's one of the best leaves that I am going to take today from this beautiful tree that is also behind you. That I can take one of the leaves from that, which is monkey mind, which is not fashionable. That's
Yes.
definitely has now resonated with me, and I'm going to put this throughout. So, all the listeners, this is beautiful message that IIana just now said, is monkey mind is not fashionable. I definitely resonate. I'm going to take that away from this. Now, coming to the final part of it, like IIana, so in all the discussions that we had today and beautiful your life journey, where do you see, how do you continue this, maintain this, update it? Because that is once you create, then it becomes update, maintaining, and managing your things, whatever you have created.
Yes.
And how do you do that? Like, you have a mindset now, which has been created by you, but now you're going to take it. What's your take on that? How do you do this so that we all listeners and we can listen to you and understand that, okay, what is the best, or what is the way forward to maintain this mindset?
Okay. So the way forward is when you connect it to yourself, and you know your purpose, you start setting goals, personal little challenges. Let's say you are now having a YouTube channel and you want to be on major TV, or
Yeah.
do you want to interview an A-star person? You
Yeah.
have to you need to put little goals and little challenges for yourself that will help you grow and make your life interesting. Because if it's not going to be interesting and a bit of
And it's not,
challenging,
yeah.
no. So you need to, again, prepare yourself for success. Set goals every year, set another goal every 6 months, have a little goal. So you have something to move forward to.
This is something that people keep often saying, and success is the word that they keep often saying. But what is it, according to you, IIana, success means really?
Success to me is quite simple. It's when you enjoy all areas of your life.
Right, right.
And so when you look at every area and you feel satisfied, you're successful. I can be successful and not having millions of dollars in my bank because it comes from a feeling. I am satisfied with every single aspect of my life, and therefore I'm successful. It can be also said by a single woman or a woman without a kid or anybody. It's not related to anything materialistic or what society considers. It's a feeling from inside.
Right. It is the inner peace. Once again, it is the inner intuition. It is the inner point that tells you that you said at the start, like, you are the best friend of yours, which means you are the best friend of your mind, body, soul, everything. But also it keeps telling you what to do, what not to do. And you got to just become more, what you call it, patient, and choose your questions that are asked by yourself to yourself. And you can choose from that. So I think that's beautiful what you said, and what you have created, your life purpose that you have, or a destination that you have. But everybody knows their destination or doesn't know their destination, but they can definitely, like you said, you know your destination, but it's how does people and awareness comes along that, which is what we were talking. I think we need a lot of big sessions on different topics like awareness and all of that. I mean, this is not going to end in one session for all the listeners. Yeah, we know that you would like to know how to do this, how to do that, and all that. But yeah, we are going to give IIana's.
You asked me at the start why I chose to be a mindset coach, and this is the answer, because I can understand human psychology on so many different levels. And this is why I can say I'm a coach, because I can teach you and I can educate people on how to elevate their consciousness, their mindset, to live a life that I just described, where everything is according to what you created. Yes.
Right. Everything is that what you created. And
yes,
you said perfectly right. Like, we are creators, we are the future inventors, and we can be all the research and scientists as well of our own backyard and of our own. And there is nothing. It's
well, it is true. Look how many people now, usual people, creating their own brands of beauty, which requires some kind of a chemical science.
Yes.
So many more people, ordinary people, becoming creators of something that in the past was only, done by government or by some big institutions. We are now our own little institutions, creating what we want to see in the world. And so usually what happens, the greatest businesses are created by those who had a need. They didn't have anything in the market. They went in and they created it. So you are the one creating something that the market needs. Make sense?
Absolutely.
And we need everybody to be their best, to do whatever their soul creates, like soul craves to create.
Yeah. That's beautiful, IIana. It's amazing. As listeners, we can see that we are now coming to an end. So I wanted to just summarize what today's conversation I had with IIana, and you also were listening. Is like, it is something very important for every single human as a life journey, that you would like to have your own way of life journey by creating your own. That's one of the biggest takeaway from this, is don't depend on others to create for you. Just create your own. And don't worry about anything else or judge what others will say and what others. And if you create positives and negatives by your own way of creation, there is always no issue to blame yourself, because when you are negative, you know that it is negative and you can turn that into positive. But when you take from someone and it's negative, then you regret, because then you start blaming them because you are taken from someone. But also, if you don't do, this is one of the beautiful thing, IIana, today, and to all the listeners, I want to remind that, that if you don't create, then you don't have that regrets, basically, which normally people have regrets a lot if you don't do it. I love that words when you said, like, what is more painful, not doing or doing? So if you don't do it, is it more painful, or doing is more painful? That's something I love it, because this is very simple to understand for anyone and everyone. So this is something that we would definitely like to have more and more exploring about the topics that we had discussed and touched today. And confidence is something that definitely, and awareness is something that a topic where which can be elaborated and put it into lots of concepts and perspectives for all our listeners. But today we were talking about life journey of IIana Rozenberg, but also she has said she's a mindset coach. So it was a bit of a good mind-boggling questions and mind-boggling, thought-provoking kind of. I had a session which I loved it. I hope you all listeners would have loved it. So IIana, your final message to all the listeners, mindset coach that you are. How do you change and how do you maintain the mind? But whatever you want to give your best to all the listeners about the mindsetting as a mindset coach, tell me.
Oh, you are funny. Listen to your inner voice and let it guide you in a good direction.
Wow, beautiful. Very well said. So listen to your inner voice that will guide you. And the last word, again, I'm going to repeat, is mindset. Also, what she said is, if you have a monkey mindset, that's not sustainable. I want to end with that. IIana, thank you so much. I think it should come from you as well. Your last final words. Monkey
My
mind.
last final words, yes. Monkey mind is not fashionable anymore.
Thank you so much. Beautifully, very well said. That's great. Thank you so much. We will see you once again next time. To all the listeners, that we are closing now, but we will be in touch with you. And yes, if you want to get in touch with me and IIana, I will be sending you the email address of IIana and her contact details, so you can contact and you can directly interact and have a mind-boggling session with her, with the mindset, but not monkey mindset. Not monkey, it's not fashionable. Once again, thanks, IIana, for this
You're
beautiful.
welcome. My pleasure. Thank you.